ফুটওয়্যার ডাইজেস্ট একটা স্বপ্ন, যে স্বপ্ন নিয়ে আমরা শুরু করছি এবং এই স্বপ্ন নিয়ে আমরা এগিয়ে যেতে চাই। আমরা আশা করি যে সমস্ত স্টেক হোল্ডারদের সাহায্য সহযোগিতা পেলে আমরা এগিয়ে যেতে পারবো ইনশাআল্লাহ। To accommodate this special requirement, we have to change some of our programs. So I would like to invite our panelists for the session to come over and sit down with me, and we can start the discussion. Dr. Musharraf Hussain, Professor at Russia University of Engineering and Technology. He is the head of the Department of IPE. He received his PhD degree on Operations Management from the University of Nottingham. So I would like to request Dr. Musharraf Hussain to sit on the table. Then Dr. Riyad Mahmood, the Managing Director of Shoe Universe Footwear Limited. Mr. Riyad Mahmood obtained BSc in Chemical Engineering degree from the University of Texas at Austin. He is also the Managing Director of National Polymer Industries Limited. Besides, Mr. Mahmood has been teaching at the School of Business and Economics at North-South University. Mr. Joshim Ahmed, the Managing Director of RJM Footwear and owner of Arrow Manufacturing Limited, who has 15 years of experience in the footwear industry in leading positions. He is the president at BHRC Chittagong Metropolitan, chairman football committee at Brothers Union Chittagong, and former president of JCI Chittagong. Mr. Muhammad Mushiur Rahman, Senior Spin Secretary. He was former ADC Revenue Gazipur. He facilitated expansion of industries in Gazipur area, the most during his tenure. Mr. Jaidur Rahman, currently acting as AGM Merchandising in Centrotex Limited, who has long experience in the industry. He worked at ACI Decathlon in global sourcing, manufacturing and retail chain, export or merchandising, sourcing operations. আচ্ছা, আমি শুরুতেই আমাদের চারজন গেস্টকে একে প্রথম তাদের introductory statement on the industry and their understanding. They would like to. No, I think it would be better if you come over and tell I think that would be better. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to everybody. I'm representing Shoe Universe Footwear Limited, and we are primarily and exclusively a sports shoe manufacturer. We are not involved in leather. I've been asked to say a few introductory words about the industry. There are a lot of experienced and knowledgeable people over here, but I would just like to share the current state of the industry that I have seen for the last 6 months, and I think that's kind of a major shift that is happening towards our industry, and that is the influx of new buyers into our country. We were expecting an influx of new buyers into our country right after the major effects of the pandemic had been over, because we were thinking that as far as China as a manufacturing sector is concerned, the larger buyers would take an active attempt to diversify their supply basis of footwear from China to other lower cost labor or manual labor intensive countries, but that did not happen. But however, we are seeing this shift gradually taking place for the last 6 months or so. We have been speaking to a number of very large international brands, some of you who are also present here, and as you know that you have been asked by your headquarters to transfer X% of procurement from China to Bangladesh. As a result, what we are seeing is that there is a lot of interest for large volume orders, etc. Now the question is whether our country, Bangladesh, and our individual factories are prepared to take advantage of that opportunity or not. So we will have a lot of chance to discuss about it, I guess, in the panel discussions and Q&A sessions. But this is a quantum shift that is taking place, and the window of opportunity does not keep open for long. So before we take advantage of it, some other country might take advantage of it. So we can talk about our challenges, our opportunities, our strengths, etc., regarding how to take advantage of taking this sector up to a quantum lead and possibly take it to the lead of the RMG sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Now, I request Dr. Mosharraf Hussain to have his introductory speech.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the opening ceremony of the Footwear Digest, and on this occasion we are here to discuss something that will help in the footwear industry. So, most of you are from the footwear industry. You know the current state of your business, but we are from the academician. So, at this stage, there is a lot of gap between industry and the university. But still, from the university, we can help to grow the footwear industry. And in the general sense, we see that the supply chain and a lot of inventory and forward linkage, backward linkage. So, hope that we can help to minimize those challenges and optimize the system so this sector can grow further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Joshim Ahmed, I request you the same to have your topic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joshim Ahmed. I'm in footwear industry for like 15 years. When I started my journey, I would say that time this industry was potential. I personally say my sir is over here, Yadmo sir, and in his class he told me that next casting sector will be footwear. I can still remember in his class, and yes, it was potential that time till, but unfortunately, I don't know why we are not coming up. We should have been. So I see there is lots of lackings, but if we work together as a team, and how can the industry can grow further, we believe we can do that. And we have to overcome our obstacles. We can do, and all the best for the new Footwear Digest today. It's a beginning to fight for the obstacle, I would say. Thanks a lot. We'll be in panel discussion. We'll talk more. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Jaidur Ahmed, I'll request you to have your opening speech.
So good evening everyone. My name is Jaidur Rahman. I'm connected. First of all, I'm not from the core footwear industry, unlike or like many of you. But I'm connected with footwear industry around 13 years. It's mostly on the sourcing and supply chain activities of the footwear product. And thank you very much, Footwear Digest, for this initiative. For me, it's a very great platform where we can connect professional, academics, and industry all together. Of course, every industry in Bangladesh, footwear is not a very mature industry, and there are many things to do here. And this collaboration from all the part will be a very key point for the progress in this industry in Bangladesh. And I think it's the very first inauguration of this magazine, and I will expect it will continue. It will continue regularly, and the contribution and collaboration from everyone will be key to move forward this magazine. And all the best for the Footwear Digest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jai. Now we are going to start our conversation. My first question will be with Dr. Shah. How do you analyze the professional upcoming development of footwear industry? Because you have been in academic and you are an academic, and you are doing this. Do you think that our industry is ready to cope this? We have the professionals as per requirement.
Thank you. This is the right question. We are now going for the industry revolution I4. So at this stage, we need a lot of skillful people. And so there is the management of manpower is very important. And as this industry is growing slowly, it really starts in the late 90s, like the 1990s. And at that stage, there are only few industry. Now there are more than 40 mechanized industry and some small industry in the footwear. So, and in 2010, from the 2001 to 2010, our export was like 0.1 million, like, and then in 10 it is only 0.33 million. But right now it is 1.4 billion. So to meet these challenges, we need to create these skillful people. Otherwise, we cannot cope with that situation and to grow that. And at the same time, we can see that for the apparels or garment sector, like the shirts or pants, it is XL, a couple of size. But for footwear, each one should be fit with each individual person. So design and product design and the design is very important in the footwear industry. So without the skillful people, this industry will not grow. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. Now my question to Dr. Riyad. You have a very interesting resume, I find. You are an entrepreneur as well as you are academic. So, and you have also professional experience at home and abroad. So, from your past experience, sir, would you please share with us the challenges for the footwear industry from now, what you are experiencing, the challenges of the industry?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm not an academic, I'm a learner. I'm in academics because I get to learn things from other people. The challenges, well, primarily from my point of view, the challenge is lies within us. What do we mean within us? The people who are within the industry. We who are operating the industry, the professionals who are running the sectors. You see, there aren't enough of us. If we talk about people who are capable enough of running a footwear factory efficiently, we would say there aren't enough of us. This sector, the primary challenge is not getting a buyer, because I have heard from the pioneers who had established factories in 1992, 1993, that their factories would lie empty and they would have a hard time getting the attention of buyers. Today, that's not the case. There was a movie that Kevin Costner starred, and basically he wanted to establish a baseball park in the middle of nowhere. So people asked him, why are you establishing this great big baseball park in the middle of nowhere? He said, if you build it, they will come. What do we mean that if you build it, they will come? It's not just not building a shed. That's not a factory. A factory consists of various other elements, other variables. There is compliance, there are people who can manage it, there is a software system who can manage the store system, etc., etc., etc. So the primary challenge is that the management of a footwear factory. That is our primary challenge. When we established this factory 5 years ago, we were the first LEED Gold certified factory in the country. Why did we spend money on that? At that time, I scanned the environment and thought that, like RMG, the compliance issue is going to be a matter of fact within a few years. So might as well invest in that. And right now, that is exactly what we are seeing. We are seeing a lot of large buyers who are coming, who are asking for various types of certifications, etc. So if we have not invested in that, that is one element that we need to invest. First of all, then professional manpower who's capable enough, knowledgeable enough of running a footwear factory efficiently. Number two, there is compliance. And of course, number three, we would like to talk about the logistics system. Yes, we still get a lot of raw materials, or rather, most of our raw materials from China. And it has its own challenges, it has its own shipment lead time challenges, customs challenges, etc., etc. But as entrepreneurs, we are entrepreneurs here, many of us here, we have never gotten help from anybody. We have done it ourselves. So think out of the box, think creatively, and the solutions will come up. Recently, the government has announced something called an economic operator license, where if you are transparent, then you don't have to do your customs assessment. Why after the goods are landed in port? You can do it before that. But what does that mean? That means that you have to have a robust software system. Your software system has to be linked to the NBR. Then you will have to go through their scrutiny. You have to be transparent. You have to be honest. And if you're that, then only you will get that license. So the point is that ultimately the underlying issue is that we need to be more professional. If that is that, and we can further develop our skills, only then can we take advantage of our opportunities that are actually coming. So the challenge is not to hunt the buyer. The challenge is not to negotiate the buyer with 1 or 2 cents. The buyer is very much aware of the global environment. We are very much aware of the global environment. We know that on the shelves of the supermarkets or on the department stores, there are heavy markdowns. So they are also under pressure, but we need to ask the buyers, please try to understand the situation and help us gain that level of efficiency. If you want that price, then help us, try to help us gain that level of efficiency. Let's try to work on a partnership basis. Then only we can be the next supplier to the world for footwear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mahbub. From your opinion, that I think that we should hear out that what buyer's expectation, what buyer actually want from Bangladesh, and what we should do. Fortunately, we have Mr. Jaidur Rahman, who is the merchandising leader in Centrolex Limited. So I would like to have his opinion from the buyer context. What actually footwear buyers they are expecting from Bangladesh industry.
So thank you very much. I think initially, once at the starting of this program, there were some discussion, and there are I don't remember who exactly what he mentioned very rightly, like the buyers who are working on the garment industry, most of the buyers are also sourcing shoes somewhere in some other part of the world. Then I think from our side, it can be very easy if we just do a deep analysis. The same buyer who is purchasing a big volume of garments from Bangladesh, why the same buyer is not sourcing footwear from Bangladesh? I think if you just try to find the answer of this question, a big part of the solution we have in front of us. And this answer will drive us what we should do as an industry to be maybe the next sourcing destination for the footwear. And from my short experience in footwear sourcing, I think I can highlight few points. First of all, I think স্যার যেটা মেনশন করতেছেন যে আমাদের কম্পিটেন্সি আছে অ্যাজ এ ইন্ডাস্ট্রি Once a buyer places an order, it's a very minimum requirement that the order will be produced and shipped right time and also with right quality without very minimum involvement from the buyer. And here we really need to see as the industry, are we ready for that? If a order is placed to us, how we are autonomous to deliver the goods in right time and in right quality. I think this where we really need to focus. And of course our human competency, our industrial infrastructure and facility of course it will be a key drive to define that. And second point, I think like the business is shifting. Of course, all the sourcing started in Europe. After that, maybe China, Vietnam, Bangladesh. Who knows will be the next one? That means if Bangladesh wants to be the next sourcing hub for footwear, maybe there should be the shift of the business, maybe from China. But again, we are producing shoes here, whereas we are kind of fully dependent on the material from China. So for buyer, it's not an alternative of China, because at the end of the day, for material or some accessories or somehow, it's dependent on the China. So that means even if the buyer has the strategy to move out from China, or maybe to have some alternative of China, but if we are still dependent on the China for material and backward linkage, maybe we are not answering what buyer exactly is expecting from Bangladesh. So I think second point, we can really focus how we can be maybe much more independent in terms of our raw material, in terms of our backward linkage, so that we really can be an alternative of China or Vietnam. And third point, I think we should really improve our know-how and competency in the development. Particularly after this COVID, I think there are many buyers who are choosing from the ranges of the factories. Like because of the lead time pressure, most of the buyer has very strong intention to reduce the time to market. And linked with that, they are very much interested to choose the style and model who are available in the factory. And if we don't have a very strong facility and human skill to develop and design the product, maybe we will not be able to take this opportunity to take this. So if I summarize, I think according to me there are 3 points to focus. First one, to be very competent so that we can execute the order very autonomously. Second one is our backward linkage, and third one is our development and design competency. And footwear digest, I think on the first part, to benchmarking why the buyer is not buying footwear from Bangladesh, whereas they are purchasing garments from Bangladesh. Maybe Footwear Digest can play a role here to have a real quantity analysis to have this answer. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jayaraman. You are giving us more extra pressure and extra responsibility, and we hope the Footwear Digest, with all of your guidance, we can cherish your expectation. I just recall, I had a meeting a long time back with one of your leading footwear buyer in Bangladesh, and he told me that, Mr. Mehdi, my buyer is ready to place 5 to 10 times more, but we cannot, because you have the factory probably, but you don't have this backward linkage and this development, all other things, design development. I do remember, I never forget that enlightening conversation with that renowned buyer. So, in this context, I would like to go back to Dr. Musharraf Hussain sir, that you're the head of the Department of IPE. So, where we are lacking? Where we are? Is it our because we do have infrastructure, and slowly we are moving on. So, where is our lack?
Good question. Then what is the lacking? They hear to one thing, the backward linkage. then raw materials, and another is the right manpower. So I can remember that 10 years back, the government is taking some initiative on the small industries. At that time, we suggest that if we want to buy a bean, then still we have to go to China. So we need to minimize the dependency. And that's why we need to do something for the small industry. So small equipment or small things they can grow and they can support the other industry to grow. So we have to go back to that history again and look at the small industries who can give the support for this raw material to the other industries. That is the one thing. And another thing, there is knowledge. We have knowledge. Footwear industry people, they have also knowledge. In the university, they have also knowledge. Even the people who are working on the roads, they have also something in their mind. So we need to bring everything in one flow to make it successful. That's why we need some creative thinking, skilled person, at the same time the designer, and at the same time what the person needs, what will be the functionality, so end user opinion. So all these we need to bring in one table. So we can make the right footwear or right thing. And definitely the government policy we need to small industries. People, government need to focus or create some policy so we can bring all these parties in one table. Like what I have something in Malaysia, you may know that there by law all the industry must go to the university and all university must go to the industry. So both parties they must maintain linkage. Otherwise the university will lose their accreditation, industry will lose their people because their people after 3 years they will be non-qualified or disqualified. So we need some government focus or policy to bring all these people in one table and to grow the small industry so we can make up those raw materials or small equipment so we can make the dependency less.
Thank you very much. Due to time constraints, we have to curtail our this enlightening conversation. I just apologize. I just feel sorry. I know that audience have been waiting for much more this discussion, but we have to close because we have some other discussions. But my last question, I would like to do with Mr. Kashima. Because you have in the industry, so what is your experience and what you find the challenge? Because Dr. Musharraf highlighted from academic perspective, one can just but from business side, what do you think? What is the challenge? What is the lackings we have?
Okay, thank you. I would say footwear is potential, and in Bangladesh scenario, we always lose the potentiality due to the challenges because we cannot overcome. First of all, I would say the knowledge we are saying, we don't need university graduates that much, I would say. Because if we look for the, I need a production manager or production executive or something like that, I don't get it people. Quality, I don't get it people. All wants to have a white collar job. So I would say I have visited many factories in China, Vietnam, and that places. As I know, university graduate is not running the factory actually that much. So we are highly dependent on one institute in Bangladesh, leather technology. They have footwear. Some people is coming, and most of them they are not enough, I would say. And that's why basically most of the entrepreneur in Bangladesh, I would say it may go against somebody, but I would say they are getting overrated also. In that case, some people they get misleaded. So we need people actually. For industry, why industry? Industry needs more people. It's basically get employed to the many people. So we need to have some vocational or I would say diploma education for footwear industry that need to be introduced soon by the government policy or some other things. Because we are every single factory is basically a scarcity of skilled manpower who has basic knowledge about footwear. In some cases, I said many cases, sir would be with me. We recruit fresh people after 6 months, they go. Fresh people don't want to stay. In mid-level, I would say. Footwear technology people, they're university graduate, they are in mid-level or something. There is a gap between floor level and mid-level. There is a huge gap. And if I compare with the garments, footwear is highly labor intensive. In that case, you have to be more, I would say follow-up is needed. More, it's engineering. If you do not have good knowledge, you might make a mistake. So there is a lack of skilled people, I would say, and I would say government would be focusing on diploma or some kind of certificate could be there. I know another association started this one project, but we need more. Second, I would say customer. I would say if one customer in Bangladesh, they always one upon a time I went to visit organizing map, and they are saying that Vietnam is efficiency is more than us. And we visited and we found out no, we are not that behind. We are but most of the customers when they come over here, they think it's economy, the park labor wages is very less, and that's why they need to they basically push us for the low cost. Because yeah, labor wages is low, but we need to face lots of obstacles. With that competitive advantage, basically, we subsidize other constraints. We have to understand this one. If you let's say if you go for the new factory, you have a hassle, 32 different certificates. You know, it will make you think that why I am going for this business or something like that. Then after that, you are every day you are facing lots of issues, government-wise, local politics-wise, and many issues. Only labor, the wages is basically subsidize our all struggles. So that is the thought process we have to ask, and we have to all together raise our voice to that. Okay, we are competitive. Yeah, definitely. If we don't competitive, why they will come? And customer, I would say they feel more comfortable to go to Vietnam and China rather than Bangladesh. Even same product, same price. I don't know. One main reason maybe I would say nightlife could be even. Nightlife, yeah, definitely it's a problem. We need to focus on that to how to basically we can facilitate to the entertainment. That is one issue. And other thing I would say, there is a potentiality. Now we need to basically think and make a plan. I think Footwear Digest will positively basically focus on that to overcome the obstacle and focus on the obstacle. So the policymakers, we are entrepreneurs can drive, but policy need to support us. In that case, everyone is saying about the backward linkage we need to basically focus. But government policy-wise, backward linkage there is not getting any support. Everyone is saying backward linkage needed. We need to focus on the reduced lead time. But they are second-class citizens in Bangladesh. So they are not even considering anything. So government should think that way. The backward linkage, there is an opportunity. So we should focus on that one policy-wise. So how the backward linkage can be more facilitated. I also that's all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Joshima. I would like to conclude, I feel sad that I have to conclude this enlightening conversation. But thank you, Dr. Musharraf Hussain, Dr. Fiyad Mahmood, Mr. Joshim Ahmed, and Mr. Jaidur Rahman for participating in this brief but very lively discussion. I'm sure the audience have some insights and ideas. And I assure you, sir, that we will have more conversation and discussion in coming days, inshallah. So thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to introduce you.